I'm happy Christmas is over. You see, unlike other people, I don't sit there and say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, all that jazz. See, I'm me 24 hours a day. There was nothing fake about it. Now that all the nice fake stuff is over, we can come back to reality. And the reality is AIW. The reality is that everybody you put in front of me I beat up. Look at your boy Ethan Page, the demigod. I made him bleed all over the place in the dog collar match. And now you're going to throw somebody at me who we've gone at it for so long. It's been 5 years since me and this man stepped in the ring together. Yeah, I'm going to boost my ego up a little bit. Me and him have had the best independent wrestling feud of all time. I'm talking about you, Chris. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. See, that's from Macbeth. And what he's trying to say right there in that one little line is that every day is the same. Everything is the same every day. And you know what? You were away a little bit trying to be an entertainer, which you failed at. Let's not forget, you failed at that. But now you're coming back here to the independents. And it's going to be the same thing like it's been for years. Me beating you down. I know you're going to give me some. See, I like pain. It makes me feel alive. It makes me feel real. I like the struggle. Chris, give me a struggle. But it's going to be the same thing over again. Me beating you up and winning. AIW. Man, it's time to go back to reality. Fuck Christmas.
Introducing first in the corner to my left. He weighs in at 240 pounds, fighting out of Metropolis. Please welcome back, Chris And his opponent, right corner to my right, being escorted ringside by the Duke. He weighs in at 250 pounds, fighting out of the home of the brave, Yonkers, New York. Here is the Mad King, Eddie Kingston.
Someone's gonna die!
Here it is, underway, a matchup that, well, let's face it, Eddie Kingston wanted, a match that Chris Hero wanted, a match that all these fans wanted and we wanted. Teacher joining me for a rematch years in the making, Eddie Kingston and Chris Hero.
Now here, let me drop some knowledge on you folks. See, I know this feud, these men do not like each other. Do they respect each other? I think they must at this point. They've had so many wars together, but there's so many new wrinkles. See, Chris Hero, he went away for a little bit, did his thing, but while he was gone in many ways, Kingston kind of took his spot. He went around the world, he made his name, and he knocked people out. In many ways, it's a timeless tale, but there are so many new wrinkles involved.
Indeed, it's been an absolute blood feud. These two men, like you said, they can't stand each other, but they'll both admit to you that the other guy's good.
Oh, yes.
But not quite as good as they are.
No, that's the thing. Like I said, do they like each other? No. Do they respect each other? They have to.
And right there, Kingston. I mean, Eddie Kingston's not a guy who necessarily will show respect to anyone. And the knife edge chop, Chris Hero picking up exactly where they left off.
Looks like they're trying to show respect right away.
And you want to talk about everything you can in professional wrestling. For anyone at home that wants to talk about what professional wrestling is or is not, I would dare you to stand in front of either of these men, try to stand between them right now, because either one of them is perfectly capable of knocking out anyone in this building that they want to.
See, that's what I was wondering. How this match was going to start. Were they going to feel each other out, or do they even need to at this point? Apparently not.
Oh, they're just bringing the blows right away. Just standing in front of each other, daring the other one to end it. Daring the other one to hit them harder.
See, at this point, it's more of a bravado thing. They're just proving. Because as we've come to know, Chris Hero is the king of the forearm, and Eddie the back fist. Right now, they're just chopping each other.
Oh, indeed, you're going to see forearms, you're going to see elbows, you're going to see spinning back fists. These two are some of the hardest strikers in professional wrestling. They bring it to you anytime they swing. There's no accidents, there's no wasted motion, no wasted energy.
Oh no, all energy, all on hatred.
And right now, it is a battle of who's going to blink first, and it's Kingston who breaks the battle, and there's that boot in the corner. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Hero fires right back.
They do not have a safe moment in this match.
Hero is done with the chops, done with the proving a point. Now he is bringing the brutality to a man known for bringing the brutality.
Oh, we have switched gears, folks. Ooh, Kingston early on, days.
Alrighty, well, I'll tell you what, you catch a couple of those boots from Chris Hero, and it says a lot that you're even still conscious.
Yeah. He's still standing there. Well,
and in recent months, we've seen Eddie Kingston, the one dealing these type of beatings in his wars with Ethan Page.
I feel like this is a different level of hatred, though. This Hero thing goes back years and all over. Now it's finally here in AIW. If I'm correct, the fans, they demanded this, am I right?
The fans absolutely demanded, and like I said, Eddie Kingston did. I was coming out a month ago to announce this match, and Kingston started calling him out before I could even announce it. I mean, it was a personal battle. When Chris Hero hit the Independents again, one of the first questions asked was, when are you and Kingston going to do it again?
Exactly. It's been years.
This was a match that Hero's been waiting for. All the battles he's had on the Independents, he's been saying that he wanted to get his hands on Kingston again, and they were daring promotions to put this match in the ring. They want to know who would be the ones that would have the guts to put Chris Hero and Eddie Kingston face to face and let them beat the holy hell out of each other.
And who had the balls enough to do that?
Well, and it's absolutely the type of thing we love to bring here in Absolute Intense Wrestling.
Damn right.
We thrive on putting these matchups together. You said it best. The fans demanded, we're going to deliver it. And you can hear the fans. You can hear the passion. You can hear the energy in this building right now.
Right. You got two men who want this match just as bad as the fans. Ooh, it's a match made in hatred.
Oh, and the cravat, the takeover, and that senton. There was no pulling punches on that. All of his weight dropping down on Kingston's chest for a 1 count.
Every ounce of Chris Hero down on the chest of Kingston. But look, he's getting back up. Oh, my.
And he's not getting up for long. Like I said, this is a different side. Chris Hero is doing to Eddie Kingston what we are used to seeing Eddie Kingston do to anyone who is put in his path.
Now, what kind of game must it play on Kingston's mind that he's been the bully here in AIW for so long, and Chris Hero just comes back and is putting it to him?
Well, and here's a different dynamic for you. Eddie Kingston has been up and down the road with AIW for years. Chris Hero, to drop a little knowledge back the other way, drop a little history, this is his 3rd appearance in Absolute Intense Wrestling. First time came years ago, Destroy Everything. It was the first ever encounter of Chris Hero and Tyler Black. Tyler Black came out victorious, defending the Intense Division champion. Then when Chris Hero returned to the Independents in the last year, it was Chris Hero and Tim Donst, another man who had been waiting years. And Tim Donst came out victorious. Chris Hero, besides having a point to prove with Eddie Kingston, has never won a match in Absolute Intense Wrestling.
And that's something to say, because love him or hate him, Chris Hero is indeed a measuring stick here on the Indies.
So besides wanting to prove that he's still got it, there's people that have questioned his drive after he was let go by WWE. People question if he still had it, if he still had that fire in him, that same passion. And he wasted no time in showing it. But it's a different level of passion to be in there with Eddie Kingston like he is right now.
I was going to say, even if he was phoning it in, he wouldn't tonight, not with this opponent.
Oh, that right hand square to the head. And you see Hero, that's not where you want to land that. You want to land that to the jaw, to the temple. He hit square in the forehead with that right hand. He has to be careful. He can easily break his hand doing that.
That was almost inadvertently an offensive maneuver from King. Striking the hand, but looks like he learned his lesson. When the knuckles hurt, the flat of the boot will work too.
And now just dropping the knee down across the throat.
It seems like it incensed him putting his hand on King's face.
And there you see him expose the bone, get rid of any padding. Because as much as your knee pad's there to protect yourself, JJ, obviously you know it also is protecting the opponent from that solid bone being driven down.
Oh, I've been known in my day to pull the knee pad down a little bit. Oh, I understand.
Hero pulling Kingston up and right back to those chops we saw him open this match up with. And the knee strike, and King just calling him on. King calling for the boot to the side of the head. Kingston hits the ropes, and then, as if on instinct, he says, no, I don't need the ropes to hang up right now. I got this on my own.
It is holding him up a little, but let's,
And now it's Kingston turning it on with those overhand chops. DDT on Hero.
When the chops don't work, drop him on his dome. See, we're at a point now where they're starting to diversify, trying to give the other opponent something to think about. Not just chops. Now we're starting to get knees, DDTs. We're getting strikes galore. But when are they going to get to the bread and butter? When are we going to see some back fists? When are we going to see some forearms?
Well, and there's a forearm driven across the spine and back to the chop. And these two are just delivering in spades. You know, so many people think of violence in professional wrestling. They think of things like we saw last month at Hell on Earth, the light tubes, the thumbtacks. What you're seeing right now is violence. Make no mistake about it. This is violent battle between two men who just want to prove that they are the better man.
Here we go. Hero's almost fueling off it. Almost. How deep in the reserves do they got to go? Oh.
And right to the throat, just a blatant choke. Dave Dawson right in there. Kingston, though, knowing how long he's got, breaks it on 4.
Oh!
And King with those slaps and the bite to the forehead.
See, I'm not going to lie, this is kind of the pacing I expected more. King dominating with a little bit of underhanded tactics. But now he's finally on the offensive. He was on the defensive for quite a while.
Now setting up, Hero exactly where he wants him. Double stomp down, cover 2.
Nope. Now here's a question I got. Do we think that the Duke is going to play a role in this? Or are we just going to, or do you think King told him, no, this is mano a mano?
You know, my instincts, my gut for having known Duke for 15, damn near 20 years now, is to say there's no way he's not involved. The Duke is involved. If he's anywhere near the ring, he's involved. But you bring up a very valid point. The King is out here with Duke not because he likes him, not because they're buddies, because King is paid by the Duke. The Duke has a substantial amount of money, and he pays Eddie Kingston to do his bidding.
But more importantly, I'm thinking the Duke's a man. He understands when one man has another issue with another man and how it needs to be settled in the ring. Do you think he's going to let them settle it in the ring?
Well, I don't know that it's so much about letting him settle in the ring, so much about his sense of manhood or sense of pride, but exactly what you were getting at, that King very likely told him, this is about me and Hero. This isn't about your vendettas. This isn't about what you pay me to do. This is about me proving to everyone watching around the world that I am better than Chris Hero.
Exactly.
You know, Kingston had told me after I made the match in much more colorful language as King is apt to do, but he had said Hero had been on his case about getting this. Hero wanted this match. Anytime he saw him, he said he wanted it. And taking a page out of Kingston's book, that right hand, and this time it wasn't the forehead, it was square across the jaw, Cheech.
Oh, yes. The pain in the hand at this point is worth it.
Well, that's that adrenaline that you have flowing through you when you're in there. who knows? He could have a broken hand. It's been widely said by anyone you've ever talked to around combat sports that you break your hand, the adrenaline carries you. It carries you through the match. It keeps you from feeling it. You can keep throwing punches. Now, after the match, he may have that thing in a bucket of ice. He may have it wrapped up, but right now, the adrenaline is allowing Chris Hero to do what he wants. Still pump kick with King has nowhere to go against that guardrail.
See, hatred is one of those things where pain will subside when hate's on the line. But tomorrow, when he wakes up and that hand's doubled in size, maybe a different story. Will he regret it? I don't think so.
I would say, but it goes a long way to whether or not he wins this matchup tonight. I think he walks out of here with a victory.
But he's still got feet, he's still got forearms, and he's still got a hard head.
You know, there's a lot, not to cross genres too much in here in professional wrestling. We don't always like to talk about mixed martial arts. It's a guy, if you're a mixed martial arts fan, you know who Uriah Faber is. He's a guy who broke both hands in a fight and proceeded to fight 5 rounds only throwing elbows.
Oh no, he did throw hands too. When it came time to, he wasn't afraid to throw out those jabs with both hands.
So there's no question, if Chris Hero breaks his hand on his jaw, he's going to keep coming. He's going to find other ways because he's that type of competitor, and this matchup with Eddie Kingston means that much to him.
Oh, he's got a solution around 6 inches from his hand called his KOing forearms.
And we saw him, and going back to that matchup with Tim Donst, he put Tim Donst into the front row with one of those forearms. So there's no doubt that he's going to continue coming, but Kingston is showing that he's going to come just as hard.
I was going to say, King is no slouch. He's got a lot of pride on him. Hero's been places King wants to be.
And look at that, Hero sent into the ring, and he doesn't care. Back to his feet, drives the boot to the side of Kingston's head.
Kingston also wanted this match in the ring, and Hero said,
Chris Hero is dictating what's going to happen, and look at now it's taking effect. Hero throws King in, and some of that adrenaline might be coming down, some of the effects might be coming off, because Hero lost his balance. Some of those strikes are starting to set in.
Look at the Duke, playing a role.
I would say whether King told him to stay out of it or not, Hero's no dummy. He's going to make sure he stays out of it. The wrist lock. Hero setting him up, that knife edge chop again. And there's a quick back fist.
Look at this. Look how sadistic. They're not letting each other fall down.
Yeah, just holding the other man up. Holding him up while they continue to strike.
And here we go. Finally, the back fist coming into play.
Now King sizing, and look at that. I said it about Hero outside the ring. Same thing about Kingston inside the ring. Kingston knew what he wanted to do, but he couldn't stand up. And just like that, Hero counters out, depositing him. Cover, hook the leg, 2 and 3. 2. And that should answer your question about whether or not Duke is allowed to get involved. Duke, despite not having to, lunge into the ring to try to break up that pin.
And listen to that crowd, respecting 2 grown-ass men throwing down. Why? Because that's all they know, especially against one another.
And they are just brutalizing each other. Ooh. You want to show someone how violent professional wrestling can be, make them sit down and watch this matchup, because these 2 men are taking it to each other.
And notice the progression. Early on, they were shrugging these off. Now, not so much.
Well, indeed, you get 5-10 minutes in with the level of just striking that these men have done. And Hero up and over the top, catching himself on the ring apron. Kingston into the boot.
What a seesaw battle. No one's getting momentum.
Hero hitting the ropes, but he's caught. He's caught and deposited.
Another change in momentum.
Hook of the leg off the Uranagi, but only a 2 counts.
Which is crazy. As hard as they've been going, you know both men aren't short on fighting spirit. This is just the beginning. How long is this beating going to go?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is these guys have so much in them. The pad, the glove coming off. The trademark of Kingston. Now throwing off that forearm sleeve that he wears. Hero is still down. Kingston just waiting for him, just sizing him up, stalking his prey. Hits the ropes, step over as Hero rolls towards him, and he just catches that boot with his temple.
another blow to the head. Another blow to the head. How many more? Oh.
There's that forearm. And Hero using those ropes, holding himself up. And now looking to break it, looking to use the ropes to force the breaks. But Kingston's not going to back down. He won't give him the chance, forcing him back in the ring. Oh, there's one of those forearms you were talking about.
They're finally coming into play. The back fists have come out. It's time for the forearms.
And now he's setting up. The pad comes off. Running elbow. Square on the jaw, and I think Kingston's out. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
No, Kingston gets the shoulder up.
And he had good pressure on the shoulders.
Eddie Kingston, and now it's Chris Hero that's in disbelief. I think that you have to wonder at what point is that last breath going to hit. He put everything he had behind that.
Well, looks like he's got a little more left in him.
Diving into the corner, hitting with the forearm, but Kingston catches him off the ropes with the boot.
Still standing.
Barely. He was wobbling on that one.
Another
one more
Uranagi.
time.
No!
And the lariat, that's almost more of a forearm to the head, too. That's how hard he swings it. That wasn't the chest, that wasn't aimed for the throat. That was just a pure forearm swinging like a baseball bat.
And he came from deep with that clothesline.
And this crowd, I don't think they're cheering on any one man, Chief.
No.
I think they're pulling for both men. As much as they may have been down on Kingston in recent months because of their support of Ethan Page, they just want to see both of these men get up one more time.
They're cheering a good fight. It's been an amazing night of wrestling, but these two, a different complexion. A different complexion.
Oh, hey, spinning back fist to the future misses. Rolling elbow misses. There's the back fist. That time, but Hero's still standing. Are you kidding me? A second one.
Standing.
Kingston looking for the third one, and he eats the elbow.
That was to his back fist.
And the back fist counters the rolling elbow. The two of them just delivering knockout blows, and finally they fall down.
See, this is a case where knowing each other, they've battled all over. They knew what was coming. They know each other's specialties, and look at where it's left them, both on their backs.
These two men have emptied the gas tanks, plain and simple.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. You know what I mean? Time and time again, they've proven how deep they can go. And this one, it's a little different. Hatred's on the line.
We talked about it a couple of matches ago, excuse me, when Davey was out here with me, and I talked about how Tim Donston and the boys from Dial sometimes will let their hearts get them in trouble, let their hearts get them in something they shouldn't be in. But here's another example. I mean, it's pure heart at this point.
Look at the struggle it took just to get to the feet.
Their brains are sending signals to their bodies right now. They're trying to shut everything off, but they refuse to listen.
Yeah. The brain's saying one thing, the heart's saying another.
I mean, that's why their legs are so wobbly. That's why there's so little force behind that forearm shot.
Look at
their brains have attempted to send every signal possible to shut their bodies down right now.
Maybe they are up.
These two men have hit each other with their entire arsenal.
I think King's pants say it all. It's been a war. And sometimes there are no winners.
And the point of that elbow still hit the mark, though.
Oh me, oh my.
The two of them exchanging elbows, exchanging chops. And here's the thing. Even at this weakened state, even as amped down as they are right now, these blows are going to knock out 99% of the people in this building right now.
Oh, boy.
Just slapping the taste out of each other's mouth.
They're digging down for that third and fourth win.
And look at the smile on Hero's face before he starts throwing those chops. And this is about so much more than just winning a professional wrestling match to these two men.
Like I said, same rivalry, total amount of new wrinkles.
King fires up with the boot, but there's Hero with that roaring elbow.
To one another, here we go.
Now setting up, looking for the... Oh, and Steve Dawson's pulled in the way. Big drop driver.
Not enough, nope. Here comes another. Does he have it? Yes, he does. Oh,
Hero just getting dropped on the back of his head, continues to recover.
still up.
Spinning back fist, and he will not fall.
Kingston pleading with him.
And Hero spits in his face. Back fist. Backdrop driver. Hero's back to his feet again.
Kingston.
Another one, and Hero rolls through. Hero back to his feet. He will not stay down.
There it is. You don't spit in a man's face.
He drops him.
Oh, this went to the back of the head.
That right hand driven through the back of the skull. Kingston, hook of the leg. 2, 3.
There it is. A war. Get on your feet, people. That's right.
Introducing first, in the corner to my left, weighing in at 108 kilos, fighting out of Osaka, Japan, Shigehiro Irie! And his opponent to my right, fighting out of the home of the brave, Yonkers, New York, weighing in at 245 pounds,
Right now, we got a match, a little international flavor here as Eddie Kingston takes on the debuting here in AIW Shinjiro Irie, joined again by Glenn Moore. It's going to be a very interesting contest here.
Strong Style making its way to here to AIW.
A little King's Road, what have you, whatever version of Japanese wrestling you like. I got an idea. This match has a opportunity to break down in whatever form of that you like. Now, these two men no strangers to each other. It's been quite some time. Back in September of 2011, they were against each other in a tag team match at the IMP Hall. This is the first time singles meeting between these two. It'll be very interesting to see how this one pans out. We got a little bit of a feeling out process at first.
Yeah, a little feeling out between these two. Like you said, it's been, what, almost 5 years since these two have seen each other in the ring. So I expect this to get pretty heavy here very, very shortly.
Ask him after the
To be
submission.
honest, I don't know Irie that well, but I do know Eddie Kingston very well. And when you talk about guys with a short temper, Eddie Kingston is at the top of that list. And all it's going to take is one shot from Shinjiro, and it's going to set Eddie Kingston off. I know it.
Where's Frankie Flynn? I thought that's a new AIW tag team. I thought he was going to support his new buddy, Frankie Flynn.
Yeah, I thought Frankie was going to accompany him out to the ring.
Yeah. No? The new co-stars of AIW, this production? No?
I don't want to say I think Frankie might have been scared off by you, but I just did. Nah, Frankie's doing all right. Don't worry about Frankie.
Yeah, he's... Woo! There it is. Oh!
Some power there by Shinjiro, but Kingston holding on to that side suplex. that side headlock, my apologies. Side suplex there by Shinjiro.
I think we're going to see a lot of big moves, but also some excellent mat wrestling between these two guys.
You know, I'm going to have to show a tape of this match to my kid. I'm an old man. I still say tape.
Yeah.
One of his favorite wrestlers is Eddie Kingston, but he's wrestling a guy with a green mohawk. This might be my son's new favorite wrestler.
All for the kids.
You know, we mentioned about this one breaking down. I don't know who I'd give the advantage to on this one.
You know, both these guys. Oh, here we go. You were right. One shot will set these guys off.
You hear the smack of those forearms from Shinjiro. And you hear the thud of those chops from Kingston.
Back and forth, back and forth. You know, these two might not be walking out of here when the night is over. You know, both these guys very, very, you know, are heavyweights, but could we see these guys go out of the ring and start exploring the gym here? Guardrails, chairs.
Yeah, again, you know, we're given the warning before the event started to the action comes your way to get out of the way.
Yeah.
If these two guys come your way, I'm heading for the hills.
Especially Kingston. We saw him use my towel at Absolution. He can use anything.
Cover there by Eddie Kingston. You see he's got his own left leg draped across the left leg of Shinjiro. Trying to keep as much of his own body on his opponent while he was on the canvas. Now back up to a vertical base. Trying to control the head there with that neck breaker.
It's good to see Eddie Kingston back in the fold here at AIW. Was gone for about, 4 months, came back at Absolution. Now he's back to being an AIW regular. I love it.
As do I. Eddie Kingston, just in about 2 weeks' time, got a date with Destiny, and I'm going to be vague on that one just in case when this one gets released. That match hasn't been announced yet, but if it's been announced, it's a doozy. If it hasn't been announced, you're in for a treat.
Tell you what, Eddie Kingston's comeback tour is not taken very, very lightly when it comes to his opponents.
You saw a little frustration there, the body language of Eddie Kingston with those series of shots there, not able to make Shinjiro down. Reversed it into a suplex of his own.
He's only about, 5'8", 5'9", but he got some height on that one.
Shinjiro, very powerful man, and again, you look at him and you see that's a tough guy, but deceptively powerful.
Well, don't let the green mohawk fool you. This guy will be serious and throw some chops at you. Oh, Kingston, is he not?
I couldn't tell from my vantage point. I don't know if he got Eddie Kingston in the ear or the eye. I really can't tell what Kingston's holding at this point.
You don't see that. You don't see Kingston go down with one hit.
Not at all. Oh, and now those headbutts. And that's going to really be the difference maker between these two if it breaks down. Shinjiro's headbutts are devastating.
I don't know if Eddie Kingston knows where he's at. Whoa, Eddie Kingston. Dazed and confused right now.
Yeah, Kingston not able to get up.
And like I said, you don't see Eddie Kingston in this position, in this way, in a match.
I saw Eddie Kingston wrestle just about not even 5 days ago, and what I saw in that match really looked like post-concussion symptoms to me. I'm not a doctor, I'll be honest with you. And Eddie Kingston's not the type of guy, if you go up to him and ask him, hey, how you feeling, boss? He's going to say, feeling great, feeling good. He's not going to say, I'm a little woozy, I'm a little dizzy.
And also flip the bird at you, too.
Shinjiro holding on to him after that big charge. Deposits Kingston in the center of the ring. What's he have in mind here? Dropping the posterior across the midsection of Eddie Kingston.
I only know Kingston knows where he's at. I think his body just kicked out muscle memory from kicking out at 2. I don't think he really knows where he's at.
You ain't getting a guy like Eddie Kingston wrestles on instinct most of the time. And that's what you got to worry about when those instincts kick in. It's not the instincts of a professional wrestler. It's the instincts of a street fighter, a guy who will go for your eye, go for an ear, go for anything for survival.
Are you surprised this match has stayed in the ring?
You know what? I tell you, I'm happy it stayed in the ring for the safety of not only the competitors in this contest, but also for the ticket-buying customers here at AIW.
But I'm saying we've seen Eddie Kingston explore the gymnasium when it comes to his matches. This match staying in the confines of the ring. Look at Kingston going for the ropes. I've my short stint here in AIW, I've not seen Kingston in this way ever. It's pure domination so far.
I think it was that shot that re-aggravated whatever issues Kingston may have. And you saw him there favoring, like, again, I can't tell from my vantage point because Kingston keeps turning away. I don't know if it's a pinched nerve, I don't know if it's his ear, but Kingston's even wobbly on his feet, and you don't see that very often on Eddie Kingston.
And now he's challenging him to hit him in that area. I don't know if you want to do that if you're Kingston.
Yeah, Erie asked for an ear, he got it from Kingston.
Here we go, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
These two hosses trading shots here. Erie waiting for the next one, kind of puffing out his chest, begging for it from Kingston.
Just two heavyweights.
Oh, that's
just
headlock, no way.
Look at Kingston.
Kingston going for the enziguri. DDT, drop Shinjiro right on his head.
Kingston going for it.
We're going for that sliding D. Clipped him right in the back of the head.
I don't think Kingston got all of it, though, as much as he wanted to.
Look at disbelief on the face of Eddie Kingston. I don't believe it either.
Kingston making an insurmountable comeback. Dazed and confused for most of this match, but now he seems to be somewhat in control.
But he's taking a lot of time, Glenn. He's taking a lot of time to get back to his feet and allow Shinjiro to get that same amount of time to get back up to his feet as well.
It was important for Kingston to give it a little breather here. Here we go. How much more can Kingston take? Seems like he has a second wind.
Never question the intestinal fortitude, the conditioning of Eddie Kingston. And Shinjiro Erie really lacing it in, giving as good as he gets with Eddie Kingston. These two men are just beating the piss out of each other, and I love it.
Kingston in excellent physical condition, too. Tongue in cheek.
If I'm done, I'm going to let these two guys do whatever the hell they want at this point. I would not get in between these two guys.
This is AIW versus the world, but this could go all over Cleveland.
Crushing cannonball in the corner by Shinjiro Erie. Hook of the leg.
Kingston just will not go away. He got his second win, got back in control, lost it, and was a split second away from losing this match.
And listen to these fans here at AIW.
These are the fans that he berated for months and months here in AIW. Now they're on his side.
Oh, going for that big Samoan drop. Oh, back fist. Miscalculation. Shinjiro dropped the top of his head. Kingston clutching those fingers.
What's it gonna take?
Oh, and a second time.
That's his move. What's it gonna do?
Almost a spike Samoan drop by Shinjiro Erie. And Kingston with the presence of mind to roll out of the ring.
First time in this match, a man has left the ring. We've seen heavyweight moves after moves, and chops, punches, headbutts. Now, will Kingston answer the 10 count?
Well, Kingston answers the 10 count is one thing. Is Shinjiro Erie going to give chase to Kingston on the outside?
Can he? Both these men have thrown everything at each other.
7.
Kingston needs to get back in the ring.
8.
Yeah, look at Kingston, though. He's trying to pull himself back up, but you saw him clutching that right hand, rolled in the ring, and Erie was playing pause. A big splash up the top, hook in the leg.
Kingston will not die. Eddie Kingston will not die.
Oh, the elbow pass coming off. I don't like what this spells for Eddie Kingston.
Oh, but there it is!
Out of nowhere with that lariat, not even a 1 count, not even a 1 count play. And everyone is on their feet here in Cleveland, Ohio for these two men.
Kingston!
Erie dumped on his head, but he could be on Green Street.
Another one.
Second one. Oh, he's not on Green Street. He's alive. Both men thinking the same thing with those clotheslines stuck to the line.
He hit it! Is that it?
Half and half.
Eddie Kingston!
An unbelievable matchup here and an impressive victory for Eddie Kingston.
Experience the most intense wrestling in the United States. Featuring the intense icon, Josh Bishop, the Bone Collector, Dominic Guarini, the director, Derek Dillinger, and more of the top names on the scene today. You won't find harder-hitting professional wrestling anywhere else. For more information and upcoming shows, visit AIWrestling.com. Follow AIW on social media at AI Wrestling. Still had to get that tap on Steve.
That's right, making a little cup check there from Eddie Kingston. And what a reaction from this crowd, making his return to AIW the first time in over a year. The last time we saw him, he defeated Dominic Guarini in a 17-minute war. And is this something you might be interested in? Guarini fighting Cardona later on for the title, but this right here, this is about pride. This is a huge match for Broner, a big match for Kingston as well.
Little feeling out process. And look at Eddie is no fool. Eddie calling for the lockup, but keeping that right hand high, keeping it cocked right up by the ear. He is not going to let Broner slip a shot in when he's not ready for it.
You know, sometimes they say that you can win in defeat, and that's what happened at Eyes of the Beast when Broner did lose that match to Suzuki, but I think he put the eyes of the world on him, and now he has a chance against the guy who has been so well accomplished, been in feuds with the biggest names in all of professional wrestling. And Kingston says, you're going to flash at me? I'm not scared. He gave him the Kobe Bryant no-sold that one to the moon, folks.
And sizing up again, center of the ring, collar and elbow tie. I bet he's going to back Broner into the corner this time. And listen, you can punk at Eddie. Eddie's not punking back.
Oh my God!
Broner said, "Yeah, I'm ready for him, Eddie."
And he absolutely leveled Kingston, who's adjusting his jaw right there. Just a huge response from Broner. Says, "This is Maya. You used to be here at AIW. I'm the present in AIW." Kingston,
Eddie said, "We're done." Done.
That was stiff.
I think Eddie's starting to wonder if maybe basketball shorts Eddie should have shown up tonight for this one with Isaiah Broner.
Absolutely just pounded right there. And Kingston taking his time there, having the ref come over and take a look at his jaw. Say, no, I'm good here. That was an unbelievable exchange.
Well, I think Eddie Kingston used to, listen, he hits that chop and maybe a guy comes back at you. Maybe you get a receipt. It's usually a chop in return. It's not a straight right hand through your jaw.
Through it is the right way to say it, Wadsworth. That was an absolute haymaker to Kingston's face, but you can tell that awoken something in Kingston as he rolls him over and has that armbar locked in, trying to get kind of, listen, if you can eliminate some of the striking ability of Broner, we've seen the lariats, we've seen, and I think it's the best lariat in the business right now. You have an opportunity to take away his most valuable offensive weapon, and now he's just trying to wear him down and ground him, is Eddie Kingston, which frankly is smart. Don't let him get those arms out where he can do some damage with them.
Oh, he's reaching up to the head. And Broner said, listen, don't confuse respect with fear. Don't confuse
He fears no one.
fact that I have wanted this matchup with being intimidated by you. He is going to stand
my
toe-to-toe.
God.
And Eddie said, that's cool. That's cool. You want to come back with a right hand? It's up.
That first chop sounded like a shotgun blast on the chest of Isaiah Broner. And you said this is the match he's been looking forward to the most. This is the one he has wanted the most in his entire career. And when I look at Broner, I see a guy who absolutely can be an AIW champion. He has that kind of power. And now he's in there with a guy who has reached the top at AEW, feuds with Jericho, CM Punk. Eddie Kingston right now would be a huge mountain to climb for Broner.
And a kick out on one. And I'll tell you what, you talk about a feeling out process. I guarantee Eddie had watched some of Broner's stuff. He was familiar. In fact, I would put money on the fact that he probably watched the Minoru Suzuki match.
Yeah.
He knew he wasn't going to intimidate Isaiah Broner. Broner wasn't going to back down. Broner was going to eat some shots. Eddie learned everything he needed to know with that right hand. He rolled out of the ring, and the switch was flipped. There was no more feeling out. You'll notice since that moment, Eddie Kingston has been straight ahead, just strikes, throws, anything he can get Broner with, and has not given Broner the opportunity to fire back.
No, and it's a great point because that one, I think, you're coming in and you're saying, all right, I've seen him, I've seen the physicality, but what's he going to be like in the ring with me? Well, he answered that very quickly and said, if you're not paying attention, I'm going to separate your head from your body. Multiple covers, making Broner expend energy while he leaves him locked in these sleepers. Or the choke right there. I like what he is doing in terms of trying to ground him and keep him away from being able to strike. That's smart by Kingston, and this crowd is behind him. But I'll tell you what, with one shot, Broner changed, I think, everything that Kingston was expecting about this match. Even though he knew it was going to be physical, feeling that physicality is different than anticipating it, and a little poke to the eye.
That's what I was
smart.
Broner had the opportunity. Broner started throwing those strikes back, started coming back in it, so he came right back with a thumb to the eye to slow him down. Jeez. Folks, if you're new to AIW, you know who Eddie Kingston is. Obviously, we talked about the resume in AEW. We talked about who he is, what all he's done. But if you haven't followed AIW for years, there's a reason. For a long time, the checklist, when you came through the AIW Academy, yeah, you got your debut against your classmates. You showed some stuff off. You never fully arrived until you had that match with Eddie Kingston. That was how you proved yourself in AIW. That was how you proved that you were truly ready to be a professional wrestler.
And after a couple of strikes, Broner saying, I'm going to show you how ready I am, with a huge fall-away slam. Here at Kingston, he was been with AIW since 2007 when he debuted in a Strong Style Challenge against Tyrone Evans at Tomorrow Never Dies. The legendary feud in 15. I'm sure you remember this with Josh Prohibition, a 3 Stages of Hell match. I mean, this was a guy who was a man of great consequence. And by the way, won the last gauntlet for the gold.
Indeed, the last person to win a gauntlet for the gold in AIW was Eddie Kingston. He went on to Absolution that year, fell short in his shot at the Absolute title, something that has eaten him alive ever since.
Against Filthy Tom Lawler, who we just saw get that huge win over Kaplan right now. But this is, I'll tell you, this is a fun one already. Just a Samoan drop.
And Broner withstood the assault of Eddie Kingston and is now turning it up. Now,
so explosive.
In so many different ways to attack you. He starts to whip you in. You think you're ready to rebound off the ropes. He pulls you into the Samoan drop.
But if with Kingston wearing him down earlier as he did, he could not capitalize on that Samoan drop. He wanted to capitalize on it, but couldn't capitalize on it, as you saw. He was down in the middle of the ring. That gave Kingston the ability to get out of the ring and buy some time for himself to recover. But Broner's taking the fight to him outside and just drills him, pinning him between the barricade and his big shoulder. Listen to those shots to the back.
Kingston firing right back. We talked about live rounds the last couple matches.
Dropping him across the barricade, and Broner, you can see that first shot across the back, it certainly raised his ire, and he was ready to give some right back to Eddie Kingston, who's in a bad spot on that chair, and it just gets speared into the guardrail again.
And just staying on the offensive, staying on the attack.
Holy moly.
Job.
Kingston cocked back like he was going to retaliate and couldn't do it, and just rolling into the ring now.
And you'll see, smart move by Broner. He gets the 2 count there off of it. Broner was following behind. As soon as Eddie had rolled to the center of the ring, Broner dove on him so he couldn't roll anymore, and he could go for the pinfall in the center of the ring, forcing Eddie to kick out. He couldn't use the ropes to break the pinfall.
I'll tell you what, Eddie looks like he has taken a lot of punishment. He was not even moving after those elbows, and now he's got him in like in a little Steiner recliner right there. The camel clutch from Broner wearing down the midsection. Think about the torque that's being placed on the back right now of Eddie Kingston after it had just been smashed repeatedly into the guardrail by Broner. Broner's got an opportunity to wear him down, but look at Kingston fight out of it and get to the ropes to break the hold. Broner's going to keep it in for the 5. Get that little extra bit of punishment in there, but an unbelievable exchange there between these two.
And that's what I talked about. Oh, just striking to break the lariat attempt. Isolates the shoulder while he hits the DDT, immediately goes into the armbar.
If you can't use that arm, you can't hit the lariat, and Kingston knows that that's the one move he's got to avoid here tonight if he wants to come out of here with the win against Broner, who has clearly shown that he is game tonight, and you can hear Broner scream out as Kingston is wrenching that arm. Can he get to the ropes?
Finally does get to that bottom rope.
Kingston, the veteran, see, he held it through all 4 of the counts that he was able to right there against Broner. Broner let him go after about 2 there, and those 2 extra seconds, that might be some punishment that plays a role later on in this match. As Kingston gets to his feet right now, and this crowd is trying to will him onward, but look at the way he's holding his left arm. The punishment he's taken from Broner has had an impact, and you see the pain on Broner's face as well. Oh!
Huge knife edge chop from Eddie, but Broner's coming right back. And Eddie said, all right,
Jeez.
we're gonna play this one, we'll play it. There's Eddie Kingston, very famously a fan of All Japan Wrestling, very famously a fan of the 4 Pillars. Oh, looked for that chop, perhaps looked to elevate into the back fist. Broner ducked under, forearm shot, and another one.
Said count it, that could be it. And Kingston with the ability to kick out. That was a forearm shot and then a diving, just absolute forearm through the jaw again of Eddie Kingston. What did you see him adjusting the jaw again? What is his face feeling like right now after Broner dishes that out? You're talking about the chops. You're talking about the pillars. I'm talking about an absolute forearm smash to the jaw from Broner.
But look at Broner right now.
He's in pain.
The armbar that worked by Eddie over the shoulder, that reverb, the shock from the, speaking of shock, the lariat, but Eddie's up! Eddie is on his feet!
And Broner was shocked and like he had seen a ghost right there as Kingston stumbling on
another one.
And both men are down. Did you see the look on Broner's face when Kingston popped out of the first lariat? He couldn't believe it. Took a drop kick, but then came back with one more. But I don't think he's getting all of it. Look at the pain in that right arm as he continues to kind of try to move it around, try to get the blood flow back, circulation around so that he can use it. I think those were lariats, and they were stiff, but those weren't the Broner lariats that end every single match that he hits it in.
Well, and you have to wonder if perhaps Eddie might have managed to slide something out of the joint. Obviously, you can see it's not a full dislocation, but something seems off in that shoulder after that armbar from Kingston. His strikes are still hitting, and they're still hitting harder than both guys. Spinning back fist, but Broner's on his face. Back fist, another one. Still on his feet. And back shot driver. Broner's back up. Eddie charging in, suplex.
A T-bone plex, and Broner.
Oh, this time
on his
a little slower, but he is up. He's shaking the head. Back fist, coming back to the lariat. Caught!
Like a Tazplex right there, getting Broner down. Can he get to his feet one more time? Should he get to his feet one more time?
Oh,
he says,
oh, he back fist, and this time he's down. Kingston dives on him, 2, 3.
And that is it. 5 back fists, 3 suplexes, and Broner got up every single time until he could not get up any longer.